Hello, my Bill 5000 Nation. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, everyone's having a great day. If not, I hope it gets better from here. We are back with another Watcher that is right. This one's titled Isaac Newton's Nemesis Puppet History. Alright, I'm excited. Let's go ahead and get into this story. Go ahead, turn the lights down low, put on something comfy, go up with something special. Let's get informed on Isaac Newton's Nemesis. Messiah. Nemesis.
Welcome one and all to Puppet History Online University. Today we'll be taking an ever-winding look.
Thank you for having me, Professor. I am very happy to be here, and I am wanting to go ahead and thank you for the massive bags of jelly beans.
At yet another chapter in the heavy book we call History, while our guests ruthlessly compete for the coveted title of History Master. I am obviously your beloved host, the Professor. Thank you. Ryan Bergara, are you ready?
Sure.
Oh, enthusiasm. Special guest Keith Hammersberger, are you ready?
Oh, I'm so excited. It's great to be here. I love puppets. I love history. I love the show.
Well, it sounds like you're both ready to go. Let's crack in. Before we get into our story, have either of you ever had a nemesis?
Yeah, I had a nemesis when I played French horn. She was named Hannah, and she was the best French horn player in Tennessee. 16 at the time. She won, a couple things. I won a couple things. Then I moved away from Tennessee. I guess I lost, right? I ran away.
What happened to her?
I don't know.
Well, let's revive the feud.
Yeah, I guess I could find her.
No, don't bother.
I'll find her.
No.
I'll start harassing her online.
Ryan, how about you?
I think you know who mine is.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting.
You know, wears a stupid hat, touts credentials that he didn't earn, things like that.
Are you talking about me?
Either you or Zach Kornfeld, one of the two.
Oh, Zach, corn did he burn? No, it's the professor. He's my nemesis.
Okay. All right. Rude. We're friends.
I'm gonna set you on fire.
Okay. Today's journey into history deals with a pair of
I'm gonna set you on fire. He'd go up so fast, though. Oh my god.
nemesis. On one side, a rascally crook. On the other, the warden of the Royal Mint of England. Will they ever get along? Spoiler, they will not. So, if you were going to market in England in the 17th century, your pocket would be jingle-jangling with some walking around money in the form of silver coins. Before 1662, these coins were hand-struck, meaning some large adult man literally smashed bits of silver into molds to make them. As a result, they weren't quite uniform, so criminals could clip around the ends of the coins with no one the wiser. Get enough of these little silver shavings and you could melt them down into plate silver or even more coins, lending new credence to the expression, it takes money to make money.
You know, I knew that. That's why our quarters have the ridges.
Oh, Keith, you're getting ahead of me here, and I gotta say.
Well, I'm just saying, I know that.
You know I love it.
I know things. I know things.
And we're gonna give you a jelly bean just for that. Woo! Well, to combat clipping in 1662, England phased out the strong dude with a hammer.
Oh, fucking Ryan. Dude. Your mocho's rubbing off on me already, bud. We're both in second place now. I don't like it.
Process in favor of the horse-powered machine process. Horse money, baby!
The machines were actually horse-powered? How was it a moving machine?
Didn't horses used to like pull mills and stuff? You tie them to like a big crank and just make them walk in circles for a long time. Certainly cruel for the horses.
Kind of like a water mill, but horses?
Yeah, horses.
Yeah, I don't know if that's accurate.
I mean, do you think they taught a horse to pull a lever?
With his teeth?
This new method of manufacturing standardized the size and shape of the coin and, most importantly, as Keith said, gave the coins a grain on the edge, so any coin that had been clipped could easily be identified. Despite this change, however, counterfeiting remained a huge problem in England. Oh, it's time for trivia and a chance at history points. What was this problem? A, they didn't take the old coins out of circulation. B, it was easy to make your own coining machine. Or C, only silver coins were machined. Gold and copper coins were still minted by hand.
Hey. Hey.
Ryan, what do you got?
I went with B, DIY.
It was easy to make your own coining machine. How about you, Keith?
I went with C, and I only used the context clues of the fact that not all of our coins have ridges, because not all of our coins used to be made with silver as well.
That's true. Well, points to no one.
Well, after Keith explained that, I really thought he was right.
Yeah, he really.
I know, right? I really thought
I really thought he was right, too. I was nervous, but, I'm big brain. I'm right.
I was right too, but what can you
Put
do?
a lot of thought into it, and I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Good.
Well, in the 1690s, around 30 years after the new coins began to be made by machine, the Secretary of the Treasury estimated that still only 1 in every 200 coins in circulation was made in the new manner. And so, clipping continued, to the point that in 1697, England reclassified the activity as high treason. Possessing any part of a machine that could counterfeit would result in a convict being, quote, torn, pulled asunder, and destroyed. Drawn and quartered for forging quarters. I assume that means they just get pulled apart by horses, which is
Yeah, that's usually how they used to do it.
some classic Europe shit.
Now that's horsepower right there.
Well, this threat of a violent death may have stopped some counterfeiters, but not one in particular.
Oh,
and
oh.
so, the first half of our rivalry has finally arrived. Meet William Challoner. William Challoner was born in the mid-1650s in Warwickshire, England. Like all cool teens, he apprenticed as a nail maker and soon began using his metalworking skills to forge coins. Over the years, he increased his criminal repertoire, expanding into thievery and gilding.
He just had that on a business card.
I mean, it wouldn't be that much different in making a coin and making a nail. I mean, you're beating the shit out of metal and putting it into something you want it to be. So he's got the skill set.
Thievery and
Yeah,
gilding.
thievery and gilding. I guess, not much
He's
else
just
to do.
walking around cocktail parties. Yes, I do thievery and gilding. Thievery and gilding. You interested in any?
Challoner thrived in his underhanded dealings, in part because he selectively slipped into the role of concerned citizen at opportune times. For instance, when propaganda against the royal regime began popping up around London, the government offered £1,000 to anyone who turned in the publisher. So Challoner found a leaflet, hired a printer to make 40 copies, and then he turned in the printer. Nasty.
What a dirty little double crosser.
He's a
guy
nasty little
sucks.
man. Hey, you know what? I respect the hustle. Now, had Challoner stuck to small-time crimes, he may have been
You do. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I got you, bud. That was genius, though. That was fucking genius.
able to live
You gotta spend money to make money.
a full life of ill-gotten luxury. But our lovable crook daddy was after that big fish. He set his sights beyond scamming fellow criminals, focusing on... Oh, hang on a sec. Let me check my records here. Ah, yes, that's right. The Royal Mint. The place where England made the actual friggin' coins. Now, sure, you may be thinking, why not con the Royal Mint? It's nothing more than a bunch of lazy bureaucrats, right? Well, unfortunately for Challoner, his rival at the Royal Mint would not be an ordinary pencil pusher, but instead a man with a rather formidable reputation. Who was the warden of the Royal Mint? A, the real-life inspiration for Sherlock Holmes. B, arguably the smartest man to ever live. Or C, a genie that will stop at nothing to make my life a living hell, even though I followed his silly rules to the letter and I don't owe him anything.
Wait, the third option is a genie?
A or B?
Because genies aren't real.
Okay, I got distracted because of the whole genie thing. Okay, who was the warden of the Royal Mint? The real life inspiration for Sherlock Holmes? Arguably the smartest man to ever live. A genie? It's A.
Letter and I don't owe him anything.
Wait, the third option is a genie?
A or B?
Because genies aren't real.
They sure
It's
aren't.
tough.
I wish.
It seems like the guests always win no matter what, so I figure I'll
It
go
does.
with
It
B.
is true. It's
Not true. That's not true. Oh,
I'm going with B, Smarty Pants. Yeah.
oh, we got a couple B boys.
Well, I want to see who you consider arguably one of the smartest people on earth. So I'm curious.
Well, points to you both. In an act of hubris that must have been as unbelievable at the time as it is now, in retrospect, Challoner decided he had a decent chance of pulling one over on the Warden of the Royal Mint, who, as of April 13th, 1696, was none other than Sir Isaac Newton.
Oh shit.
Are you kidding me?
Holy shit. Oh damn. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Well, born to an illiterate family in Woolsthorpe, England on January 4th,
That is.
1643, Isaac Newton was a weak baby who wasn't expected to survive a day. Spoiler, he did, and went on to revolutionize science and mathematics as we know it. So hell yeah to all the weak babies out there.
My brother was a weak baby, and he's genius.
Really?
He had baby meningitis. That's bad. So
Oh,
rough.
no.
But he came out great. It worked out.
I mean, when I was a baby, I was told I had very dry skin like a lizard. like a reptile. I looked like a reptile when I came out of my mom.
You
They
did
were
not
alarmed.
look like a reptile.
I have pictures.
How could you possibly be dry?
I look dry as
Childbirth
the
is
Sahara.
not a dry experience.
It's the wettest you'll ever be.
Yeah.
Not me, not me. It looked like I was chilling in Joshua Tree
It's
before I came
9
out.
months of moisture
It's 9 months of swimming.
in your own pee, bro.
Shortly after graduating college, Newton began making a reputation for his relentless search for truth, as well as his ability to hold a grudge. To illustrate what a petty sourpuss he was, a brief tale.
God.
In 1686, Newton sent a completed manuscript to the Royal Society, which was basically just a collection of geniuses. One of the members, Robert Hooke, raised an unsubstantiated accusation of plagiarism. Instead of giving Hooke an acknowledgement, which was all Hooke really wanted, Newton scrubbed any reference to Hooke in his manuscript and basically cut all ties with the Royal Society until Hooke was dead, at which point Newton became the president of the organization.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
Wait, when you say until he was dead, is there any suspicion that Newton had anything to do with it?
Oh shit. Oh shit. What? I mean, can we say it? Isaac Newton is probably a murderer? That manuscript, by the way, wasn't just some essay. It was the first section of his Principia Mathematica.
To get away with it that long, I mean, man's a fucking genius.
Which revolutionized science and contained the 3 laws of motion, the literal foundation of modern physics. No big deal, whatever. You know what? I'm kind of curious here. Look, this is I'm riffing. I'm going off book, but
Here
maybe
we go. Here we go.
for a history point, name one of the laws of motion. There's 3
Oh,
of them.
Jesus.
An object in motion stays in motion.
Well, I know there's one that's like an object in motion will stay in motion unless unless it hits something, right?
Jelly bean for Keith.
Woo!
He's talking about inertia.
Well, he worded it a little more, poetically. So I'm gonna.
You said name the law, you little scumbag.
Ryan, you'll get a 10th of a jelly bean for that.
But you gotta name it the law in like Newton-esque language. He should have been more specific with you, but it's okay, bud.
Balance
It's
it
crazy
out.
because I'm going to demonstrate to you how inertia works after this video ends, Mr. Professor.
Oh, are you? Are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I think I will.
You step foot into this theater and baby, you're in a world of pain. Okay, let's move along. After publishing Principia and inventing calculus for good measure, Newton was as internationally famous as a scientist could be and more or less done with redefining knowledge as the world knew it. So he sought to seek a political appointment of some kind. Nothing fancy, just something with a decent paycheck to keep him away from the pulse-pounding rock and roll life of academia. So, in 1696, Newton took a gig as Warden of the Mint. While the position of Warden of the Mint had historically been little more than a title and a paycheck, Newton got the gig the same year England was finally getting around to replacing all those old hand-hammered coins with the new machine-pressed ones. And unlike his predecessors, Newton took his job very seriously. On May 2nd, 1696, Newton swore an oath regarding his new position. What was the oath? A, to preserve the integrity of His Majesty's currency, even at the expense of his life. B, to pursue counterfeiters against His Majesty to the ends of the earth. Or C, to never show anyone the special little coin machine.
I want to say like all of them should be a part of his job, like shouldn't it? I kind of want it to be like D, all of the above. I mean, I know we're probably not going to get another one, but that doesn't it sound like all those should be part of his fucking job though? I'm saying all of it. I guess.
This one's tough. They're all pretty good.
All right.
Ryan, what do you put?
I'm going to put B, the pursuit of counterfeiters.
Okay,
Because it seems to drive the plot forward here.
sure. And Keith?
I thought that, but I went with C because I didn't think he'd give his life. Because why would he do that? B was like 2 on the nose, and C just sounded like something he'd be like, I'll show nobody the machine.
Well, let's see what happens.
It's our big secret. No one can see it.
Oh, here we go.
Isaac Newton, it is I, the Oath Master. Raise your hand. I've got to administer this oath. Tell me the oath, and I shall take it, for I endeavor to fulfill my duties to the best of my admittedly extraordinary abilities. Okay. Do you, Isaac Newton? I, Isaac Newton. I didn't say repeat after me, but if you want to do that, go ahead. I, Isaac Newton, swear. I, Isaac Newton, do solemnly swear that no matter what may transpire on earth or in the kingdom of God, I shall not show anyone this funky little machine we've got. What?
Oh.
Say it. I will not show anyone this funky little machine we've got. What does it do? It puts the edges on coins. Anyway, that's it. Good luck. Something like 10% of all coins in circulation are fake, so, get cracking.
Well done. Well done.
I feel good. I feel really good.
Wow! Points to
Whoa!
Keith!
Hey!
That was wild.
I still feel like all those should be a part of his fucking job.
Yeah.
The government seemed pretty sure that the key to their money problems was the edging machine. So, Newton had to swear to never reveal it. Meanwhile, our favorite grifter, William Challoner, always looking for an angle, had hatched a fresh con, and baby, ooh, it was a scorcher. Challoner appeared before a parliamentary committee and straight up hurled an accusation of counterfeiting at the mint itself. He then suggested he be offered the job of improving the currency, and even gave some suggestions for how he would do so to the committee. On February 15, 1697, the committee ordered Isaac Newton, indisputably the smartest man in all of the British Isles, to give Challoner the tools he needed to demonstrate his ideas. However, Newton, as you'll remember, had taken an oath not to reveal the edging machine to anyone. But if there's one thing Newton knew, it was how to experiment. So he gave Challoner's proposed changes a try. Oh, what happened when Newton tested Challoner's suggestions? A. The result was a coin so difficult to reproduce, it's still used as the standard today. B. The suggested adjustments caused the edging machine to squirt ink into Newton's face. Or C. The methods were bullshit.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
C.
That's tough.
The methods were bullshit.
Tough but fair. Ryan?
A, too good.
Too good. Coin too good.
I went with C, and I think this is where Newton starts to chase down this guy, being like, this guy is just a lying crook.
God damn it, Keith, that makes sense.
But B makes no sense because there shouldn't be ink in a coin press.
Yeah, it'd be funny though, huh?
I love it, though. Squirting in his face, very good.
Yeah, very funny. Classic cartoon.
Keith gets a history point.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course
Guys.
they were bullshit. He was making it up so he could get his grubby little paws on that machine. So yeah, he was clearly lying. He'd never even seen the machine. Obviously, Newton didn't let Challoner inspect the machine, which meant that for our lovable flim-flam man, forging coins was going to be much more difficult. On the bright side, it meant Challoner finally had plenty of time to dedicate to his other love, counterfeiting paper currency. As we've seen, however, Newton isn't one to let bygones be bygones, so he made it his personal mission to expose Challoner for what he was, a
When you can't make a quarter, make a dollar. Gotcha, bud.
dirty, rotten.
But was the coin money more than the paper money then? Was paper money still...
Con man. Keith, great job. You nailed the trajectory of this to the letter.
No, that was solid logic. I tip my hat to you. I'm not wearing one, but if I was, it'd be tipped.
Well, thanks.
I'll tip my hat to you. It's hard to do. Hard
Wow,
to do.
that was good. Thank you.
I don't have muscles in my arms.
Clearly.
It's just a fun fact about me. Now, you know Challoner was working with some scuzzy dudes, and in 1697, Newton learned that a member of Challoner's group of ne'er-do-wells, John Piers, had told a justice of the peace about a new forgery operation Challoner was heading. Newton had Piers arrested and brought to the mint and slipped him a $5, a tacit bribe to continue ratting on his pal. Scuzzy dudes, man, you just can't trust them.
Right.
While Newton was smart, Challoner was an experienced criminal. Challoner's gang noticed Piers' visit to the Tower of London, then the location of the Royal Mint, and figured he was ratting on them. So Challoner's gang turned Piers' ass in for counterfeiting, essentially sending a signal to Newton that his source wasn't going to work out for him. A furious Newton bailed Piers out of prison and kept at it. To arrest Challoner, Newton was going to need witnesses, but tracking them down was proving difficult. Why? A. The police were corrupt. B. The police were incompetent. Or C. The police didn't exist.
B. Okay, the police might not exist. They might not have been actually called the police, but I'm sure there's a type of, like, policing of sorts. So I'm going to say SPB. B.
I'm gonna go with the evergreen A. The police were corrupt.
I'm gonna go for C.
Keith, you're a power contestant on this show. I gotta hand it to you. A jelly bean for Keith. Yes, exactly. There were no official police. In policeless societies, however, it's not as if all the world is anarchy. In fact, Newton had himself appointed a justice of the peace so he could enter houses suspected of coining. He also hired undercover agents to populate pubs and prisons, feeding him information.
What's his actual job with the mint? Because it seems like he's created his own new job, which is to catch one guy. But what's his real job?
Phase out the old coins, crack down on counterfeiting in general. So I guess this does fall under his jurisdiction.
Yeah.
But he does seem to be sinking a lot of time into it. I would imagine some of his co-workers were not stoked.
At this point, I'm guessing he has like a cork board in the office with little strings tied to them, going full conspiracy.
God, you gotta know working with Isaac Newton was insufferable.
I'm sure it was.
Every morning you get a little coffee from the coffee machine and you're like, see that coffee pouring into that cup? See how that works?
What's the name for that?
If only someone figured that out. Oh, wait a minute. Awful. So eventually, Newton had assembled what he felt was a strong case.
That would be.
Challoner was arrested. Perhaps
That would be insufferable to work with. You know what? I invented gravity. You know what? I invented motion too. Look at that. I invented a motion stopping. That would be awful to work with.
suspecting Newton's case wasn't all that strong, Challoner prepared a defense that was also a counter-assault. He contested that Newton had made up the charges as retribution for Challoner's attempt to shed light on Newton's own corruption at the Mint. The slippery con man demanded the Mint be investigated at once. It was a classic, I know you are, but what am I defense. There's balls on this guy.
Dude, this guy is really ballsy.
Also seems to be very unflappable in the face of a great threat.
I'll tell you what, all this unflap.
He's got unflapping cojones. Just respect the criminal, dude.
Flappableness will really pay off in the end in a moment of extreme flappableness.
Oh,
Do they turn into birds?
No, that'd be cool though.
That'd be cool.
baller as hell.
Baller, dude. Birds, yeah.
You're fucking yeah, dude.
yeah, birds.
Hell yeah, dude. Sick. Sky.
Wings?
Yeah.
Dude, wings?
Wind in the
Can you
hair.
imagine?
God, I'd love to be a bird. Central to convicting Challoner would be the sworn testimony of a few men, especially a Mr. Thomas Holloway, who Challoner had tried to plant in the Mint in order to steal tools. While accusing Newton of fraud was bold, the more effective part of Challoner's defense was paying Holloway £20 to flee to Scotland. So, with the star witness suddenly absent and the other two witnesses recanting their statements, Challoner was freed. Nice.
When you say flee, you mean like temporarily or like uproot, move?
I think he was just like, hey, go take a little vacation. Eat some haggis,
Okay.
look for Nessie, hop on back in a couple weeks. I'd do it.
Yeah, no, would. Me too. That certainly would shake my tambourine.
Take you a little vacay. Bro, back in that day, I don't know. It was probably dangerous getting there.
Now, because Challoner had hilariously accused the Mint of corruption, early the next year, in February of 1698, the House of Commons appointed a committee to start investigating those claims. Newton, probably pissed as all hell, laid out a detailed and multi-pronged defense, and no corruption was found, obviously, because Challoner just made it all up. At the end of the day, Challoner essentially used the hearing to rub Newton's face in the fact that he hadn't been caught yet. I love it. Look, I love this petty, funny man. After being freed from prison, Challoner set upon a new
He's the best kind of criminal. I mean, really? That's so fun.
counterfeiting scheme, forging 50-pound lottery tickets. It's a bit mucky, but let's just say he was essentially printing coupons for a free 50 pounds. Now, to accomplish this, Challoner had to borrow some money to get a copper plate engraved so he could print the tickets. Unfortunately, the guy he borrowed the money from turned out to be working for the committee that was investigating the Mint. Whoops! So in his own attempt to irritate Newton, he done did his own undoing. In November of 1698, Challoner was arrested on charges of forging lottery tickets, but the copper plate was nowhere to be found, weakening the case. He's getting sloppy.
I mean, he's getting old,
desperate.
right? He's like late 40s.
Yeah, he's turning into like Ray Liotta in the third act of Goodfellas here.
They had like scratch-offs.
I don't think they were little bingo scratch-off things. If you want to read up on this, just search for Britain's weird lottery ticket scheme from late 1600s.
Giving out homework assignments.
Well, that's why that is online university, Ryan.
That's
That
true.
is true, I guess.
Now, to Newton's
points.
chagrin, forging lottery tickets didn't fall under his purview as the warden of the mint, so he was not going to be the one bringing charges against his rival. Well, that didn't stop Newton, though, who continued to build a different case against Challoner, one that would be under his jurisdiction. And obviously, that nerd went above and beyond. By early 1699, Newton had at least 44 depositions against Challoner, and he had informants planted in Challoner's prison to keep tabs on the counterfeiter's activity. Newton had other witnesses pulled out of prison to meet him at a pub so he could get their stories. Also, by this point, that old rascal Thomas Holloway had returned from Scotland, so Newton had him arrested. Remember, this is all for a case other than the one Challoner was being held on.
Dang. So he's really ready.
He is really excited for this. You can tell. Like he's like you're arrested, you're caught. He's gearing it up.
Doesn't seem like he's gonna wiggle out of this one.
Maybe.
Or will he?
Or will? Who knows? We gotta build a little suspense.
I think that's enough suspense.
Okay, that's enough. Now, in March of 1699. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong paragraph.
You killed the suspense. You ruined it. You ruined it.
In the off chance that Newton was having second thoughts about the world of hurt he was preparing to bring down upon Challoner, that sentiment would have been quickly squashed.
He did. He fucked it all up. It was so funny though. Oh God.
As Challoner apparently told one of Newton's secret informants he, quote, would pursue that old dog, the warden, to the end, so long as he lived.
There's almost like a friendly polarity going on here. I think they're excited by the back and forth.
Right. If
Oh.
one of
It's a Batman and Joker situation. Can't have one without the other no more.
them actually defeated the other, they'd have nothing to live for.
It's
Oh,
like
this
the
is
Joker
well,
and
I guess
Batman.
that's the classic. That is
Yeah.
the classic Nemesis thing. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Joker, Batman,
Yeah.
or Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty.
Ash and Gary. Pokemon.
Oh, Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know my Pokemon good enough. I'm sorry.
It's Ash and Gary.
Ash and Gary. Yeah.
Ash and Gary.
Ash and Gary.
Fucking Gary.
Classic.
Such a dick.
Now, in March of 1699, Newton must have figured he had built a strong enough case on his own, as the lottery ticket charges were dropped and replaced with separate charges brought by Newton. Running out of options to get away once again, Challoner needed a way out, and fast. How did Challoner attempt to skeeve his way out of this one? This is an open-ended question.
Oh shit.
Huh.
Fuck. Okay. I have no clue. I am not as slick as this motherfucker. Like, I don't think I could think of anything that. I mean, if. I don't know. Maybe try to get everyone mad at Newton for trying to press more charges against him to take, like, the seriousness of the crime he committed for this. Like, it's just nothing, but this is more serious because it's his. You know, you're just a laughing matter. I won't put up with that. Charge me with this crime, tell him to go fuck himself. That's what I would do. That's what I would do.
I have no idea.
I have an idea.
Ryan, when you're locked in, please make eye contact with me. Keith, I can see you're locked in based on your eye contact, and I appreciate that. Ryan, you're locked in?
Yeah, I'm locked in. I've made eye contact with you as you.
Hold it. Hold it. Great. Okay, what's your answer?
It's not very imaginative, but escape and run away. That's all I can read. That's really the only play I think he has.
Classic.
I went, accuse him of more bullshit.
Both pretty strong, but as is the case with a lot of open-ended questions, both of you are wrong, unfortunately. He actually feigned madness. Classic.
Played the insanity.
He's all crazy now, huh?
Kind of interesting to do that, you know, when you murder someone or something, but it's weird to be like, I was crazy. I expertly forged coins and lottery tickets.
What was I thinking?
Well, I'll tell you how it worked out for him. It didn't. They didn't believe him. As for Newton, he had a pretty unique legal strategy in the courtroom. Let's see how it all played out.
Here we go. Oh, look at the way that man's standing. Very cute. Oh.
There we go.
Okay, everyone, settle down or come to order, whatever. We're here to try William Challoner against charges brought forth by Isaac here. Newt, what did he do? Verily I say unto his majesty's estimable court that the rascal Challoner made 100 counterfeits of 5 separate denominations in 2 different metals in a single day. It sounds kind of impossible. Do you have witnesses? I have 6 scoundrels, criminals really, each more disreputable than the last. Do they have evidence? Practically none. Basically all hearsay. Okay, well, look, I'm not really supposed to do this, but we all know this dude is guilty by now, so, yep, high treason. Challoner's to be hanged.
The guy's still there.
So, you know, certainly not the best example of due process. Now a bit desperate, Challoner wrote to Newton, begging him to intervene and stop his execution, since, you know, his trial was kind of a sham. And this is where he becomes a little more flappable. I'll let him take it from here. Bill!
There you are.
Oh, dear sir, do this merciful deed. Oh, my offending you has brought this upon me. Oh, for God's sake, if not mine, keep me from being murdered. Oh, dear sir, nobody can save me but you. Oh, God, my God, I shall be murdered unless you save me. Oh, I hope God will move your heart with mercy. Pity, do this thing for me. I am your near-murdered, humble servant.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he definitely groveled there.
Yeah.
he really changed his tune pretty quickly.
Kept saying the word murder.
Near murdered humble servant.
Murder a lot.
Near-murdered, humble servant. That's a change to the business card.
Yeah.
It is.
Anyway, on March 22nd, 1699, Challoner was hanged. While Newton had unmistakably won the day, Challoner went to the grave knowing that Newton was still unable to, in a legitimate court setting, prove he had committed his crimes. Possibly to rub this fact in the genius's face, the day before he died, Challoner sent Newton the missing copper plate that likely would have sealed a conviction on the lottery charges.
That is
Boss.
Now, Isaac Newton was knighted by Queen Anne on April 16, 1705. He served the Royal Mint until he died in 1727, and his legacy is...
I love it. Oh, my face is so bad. Oh my God. Oh.
Oh, that hurt my face.
I laughed and smiled way too much. That was amazing.
nearly unmatched in all of history. As for Challoner, well, certainly the deck was stacked against him. There's a lesson here about not choosing a grudge-holding, once-in-a-millennium super genius as your rival, sure, but there's also a message about staying true to yourself. Challoner must have known he was unlikely to ever actually triumph over the mighty Newton, but he kept needling him until the very end. Except the part where he begged for his life. Even against undeniable odds, though, there's honor in sticking to your guns. Maybe. I mean, the gallows are also there, so it's up to you how much honor you want.
I don't buy that he didn't think he was going to beat him. I do think he thought he was going to get away with it, hence the groveling at the end.
How do they decide who gets hanged and who gets horse pulled?
It's a fair question.
I would way rather be hanged than horse pulled.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Sounds gross.
It's not pretty to look at, I'll tell you that.
I'm sure, because then there's also like a couple minutes after of you rolling around without a, just like a bloody torso.
And looking at all your limbs being pulled away by a horse.
Yeah,
Just
it's
your
like,
head looking down at the hole.
Oh no.
Holy shit!
well, rip. Anyway, that concludes our history lesson. I'm gonna go tally the scores to
Oh, who are we getting a song by? Please let it be the copper pipe. The copper plate. Oh, I want to be the copper plate.
see who receives the Covenant Cup and title of History Master. While I do that, please enjoy this special performance from a clipped coin.
You know, Keith, you might be the first guest on this entire show that has actually legitimately beat me. So
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh wow, here we go.
That's a coin?
Yeah, I'm a little rough around the edges, yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I've been through a lot. Got a little song for you if you'd like to hear it.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Go on and take me in your pocket. I will write.
Randy
Buy
Newman?
a little gumbo. Do some laundry. I'll provide. But I'll tell you, man, lately I ain't feeling right. Feeling a little rough around the edges. Feeling a little light. Well, those nasty scammers clip me down and do me wrong. They got me wondering where the pieces of me have gone. Where they go. Every day, bit by bit, whittle me down. Little pieces of me all over this town.
Randy doesn't deserve this. He deserved better.
I'm hoping just maybe if they clip me enough, won't be nothing left except a pile of me that's just dust. And who knows, gust of wind could blow on by. Lift that pile on upward, let me see that pale blue sky. Pale blue sky. Up past the clouds, a glimmering sun, then float back down. And scatter me all over this town. All over this town.
Randy Newman is alive, right? He's alive still.
I don't know.
I hope.
I have no
I hope he is, but I mean,
Oh,
if he
I
is
hope not. Jesus,
Yeah, but-
Ryan.
I hope not in the sense that he would never have to see that.
I thought that was great. I thought it was really beautiful.
I enjoyed it. It touched my soul.
And
Yeah.
longer than I expected the song to be.
That's how I describe it too. Long.
Whoa! Wow! Oh gosh, that was a sad one.
Yeah.
Feel bad for that guy.
It was tough to be a coin.
Let's see how we did. You guys are not gonna believe this, but boy, oh boy, Keith is our history master! And so he has rightfully earned the coveted cup. Ryan, thank you for trying. Keith, go claim your reward!
What's gonna happen to me?
Just poke around.
Here we go.
Really great work today, Ryan.
Oh my God! Look
I'm
at
actually
this.
not upset at this one because he rightfully earned it. So
God.
I'll give credit where it's due.
Yeah, just like all the other contestants.
Oh shit!
You know that's not true.
Oh yeah!
Oh, Keith's back!
Hey Keith, how's it going?
Yeah, look at this! Yeah, I got jelly beans. I got a
kill
little
you.
pin of my boy, and I got the trophy. This is great.
Yeah, well, you earned it, buddy. Once again, Keith, thank you for being here and enjoy your little coveted cup. Thank you all for watching Puppet History. We'll see you next week. Woo!
That was a good one. I really enjoyed that one. Poor dude. Please. You're almost murdered, humble servant. Alright. I really enjoyed today's video. If you guys really enjoyed today's video too, please go down there, hit that like button. If you're a fan of the spooky, scary, strange, these two crazy people just feeding us knowledge with tremendous amounts of hilarity, think about subscribing. I laughed so hard my face hurts. Yeah. As always, be good to one another. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Man, he was giving him a good run for his money there for a minute, though. Like, mad props to the dude. The coupons. Man, people take their coupon seriously. You don't ever want to try to forge a coupon.